All right, I'm here with head coach Zach Sederick for the weekly press conference. Coach, what did you see from your team's performance this last weekend?
Definitely improvement overall. One of the things we were really trying to address from Notre Dame to this week in general, I would say inside 100 yards has just not been where it's needed to be this fall. There was definitely an improvement in some of the chipping, some of the stats, from just off the green to about 50 yards. Huge improvement, and that is a little thing that makes a big difference in our scores. So good to see that. Good to see what we were doing at home translate to an improvement, in a specific area in a tournament. It's ultimately we still just have a little ways to go, and we would like for it to show up in our scores immediately, but it's just not quite going to. We had a good round going on Monday in some tough conditions, and we just didn't finish it the way we wanted to or could have. And I think if we could have hung in there just a little bit, not even hang in there, just finish that round. If we just finished that round, we were hanging around fifth place. Moving up a few spots in those conditions the last day would have really been kind of an awesome thing to leave with. But I still think our team walked away with confidence and gained confidence. And whether or not it shows up immediately in our results, it may or may not. But definitely know we've got to stay the course with what we're doing at home for sure going forward.
The scores were much lower in the third round for everyone. What effect did the weather have on those?
Higher. Yeah, the scores were definitely up the last round. It was, although it wasn't like warm on Sunday, it got into the 50s pretty quickly, and the sun was out. It was pretty comfortable most of the day. Sunday it was really really chilly, and when we started, winds were blowing, upwards of 15 or so miles an hour, and out of the opposite direction it had been the previous 2 days. So a completely different golf course and a more challenging golf course. So I thought we handled that great. That starting stretch of holes, 10, 11, 12, in that wind direction can be really, really difficult. 13, even the par 5, it was into the wind. And I thought our guys handled it great. And we got ourselves set up to have, the kind of round that we could have felt like we could have had. Like I said, we just didn't quite finish it. But, it was just windier. It was colder. It was a different wind. And those things add up to things just being a little bit more difficult.
So you guys compete at the Little Rock Invitational Monday, Tuesday. What can we expect from the course and the field?
Chenal has 2 golf courses. The course we're playing is actually hosting the Southern AM next summer, and it's an awesome golf course. It's basically cut out of the Arkansas forest. So there's going to be some elevation change. It's very tight off the tee, and that's a strength for us. We've driven the ball incredibly well. Tee to about 100 yards. We could play with just about anyone. And like I said, I think that's going to be a strength for us. So you got to drive it and play, and you got to kind of be patient out there. It's a course that it's going to yield some birdies if you're patient and kind of let it come to you. But it's also the type of place that if you try and force the issue, it could bury you pretty quickly. So it's going to be important for us to make sure we've got a clear game plan. Everyone individually knows exactly how they want to play these holes. They know what the contingencies are, and then they have the patience and the resiliency just to stick with it and see what happens.
What's your lineup going to be for the Little Rock Invitational?
Same lineup we've had last 3 events. We're going to hang with that, and we're going to have a couple good days of prep today and tomorrow, and then we're going to head down Friday, and we're going to have a chance to play a place down in Cincinnati that has similar grass, tees and fairways, to what we're going to see in Arkansas. It's zoysia grass, which is something we haven't played off of this year, and it's just a little different, and having opportunity around here to get some reps in on that will be good before we take off. So,
is there anything you want to do for this last invitation, being the last one of the fall, that you really want to finish strong with?
It's honestly, I think it's just it's kind of about pride. Pride's something that we talk a lot about, and I think we really want to. We're starting to build some positive momentum, and we really want to end the fall on a high note, and that's everyone. We're going to have a couple of guys at home that are going to have an opportunity to play in a tournament that Xavier's hosting at Makatiwa on Monday, Tuesday as well. So it's going to be great to have, a couple guys that, have seen none or very little action get an opportunity to play a 54-hole tournament on a good golf course and compete. And I think it's about like, hey, we have things we need to work on and improve. We've only played 4 tournaments. This will only be our 4th tournament, and there's a heck of a lot of golf coming up from February through April. So it's, this isn't going to be this little segment where we haven't played as well as we would have liked. It's not going to speak for our season, but the off season is going to be critical for us. And I think we want to, in some way, shape, or form, this is going to kind of kick off our off season, and we want to have some momentum of some good play. And I think, like I said, it's about pride these next 2 days at home, and really preparing the way that we need to prepare, and really we're going to be competing as a team, and we got to take it seriously. And I think if we do that, I think we're going to set the table for a really good weekend.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
I'm here with sophomore Charlie Nikitas. Charlie, you had very consistent rounds this past weekend. What do you think led to that?
I think preparation. We've been doing a lot of good stuff at home just to get ready for the types of golf courses that we see week in and week out. And I felt like I was ready. It was a golf course that I've never seen before. But like I said, we do a lot of stuff to just prepare and see what we need to do well before we get there. And the wind was up a little bit pretty much all week, and that's something that I'm very comfortable playing in. I like to keep the ball down a little bit, and that helps. So it was a good week for sure.
So you won MAC Men's Co-Golfer of the Week this past week. What does that award mean to you?
I mean, it's just something that comes with good play. Obviously, I'd rather have team awards rolling in than individual ones, but that's definitely nice to get recognized for some good play the past couple weeks.
So you've been first in the team for most of the season so far. What do you think's been a big factor in being up there?
I think Coach mentioned it actually. It was short game. I feel like around the greens is where I've been, like that's kind of been my strong suit the last handful of weeks. I haven't really been in great control of my golf ball from tee to green, but I feel like I've scraped it around and kind of gotten up and down when I needed to. And that can kind of add into a lot of golf shots on like throughout a 3-round tournament, like momentum-wise, where you get up and down for a par, and it's just more than a par. It's like momentum to keep your round going and just to keep you where you're at. So I think that's one of the things. And we've played some really awesome golf courses, so I just feel comfortable around the Midwest and playing those type of golf courses. So yeah.
Do you have any goals for this weekend at the Little Rock Invitational?
Hopefully a win. I think that if we, like Coach said, prepare well this week and show a great sense of pride, I think we can end this season on a high note and hopefully bring home a team victory. And that would keep us rolling into the off season, like Coach said, and be really important for us going forward into February through April. And we've got a big stretch of golf coming up, so that would be great to get a win.
Thanks.